Ladies and gentlemen, please find your seats. The program will begin momentarily.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to start our program. Please find your seat. Thank you. All right, good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. I am Iriel Hopkins. I am the System Director of Community Relations and Diversity at Summa Health. And I have the honor as an Impact Chair for United Way of Summit in Medina. I am proud to be your MC for today's event. On behalf of our staff, our volunteers, welcome to the 2025 Report to the Community. Today is all about relationships, reflection, and impact. Over the next hour, you'll hear stories and data that reflect both the challenges we face and the progress that we've made. And the vision for the road ahead. You'll meet community leaders who are helping drive transformational change, whether it's through support of our direct programs or moving the needle on community bold goals. We know that this past year was not without difficulty, but we also know that this community is resilient and that our support makes our work possible. Before we begin, I want to extend a heartfelt thanks to our sponsors. Your investment helps ensure that children are ready for school, families are stable, and individuals have a path toward success. Your generosity doesn't just fund programs, it fuels hope. I also want to thank all of you, our community members, donors, nonprofit partners, and volunteers. You are the reason United Way of Summit and Medina is able to move forward with purpose. And let's not forget John S. Knight Center for hosting us today. Let's give them a hand. Again, thank you for being here, for believing in this work, and continuing to build with us a stronger, more resilient community. Please begin your lunch, and we'll be back shortly. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will continue with our program. Please welcome to the stage the chair of United Way of Summit and Medina's Board of Directors and EY America's Vice Chair of Consulting, Whit Butler.
Thank you, Iriel. And Summit Medina County, how are we doing? All right, there's 750 people here. How are we doing? Come on, let's get the energy up a little bit. So folks, good afternoon. I am Whit Butler, and I have the privilege of serving as the chair of the board for the United Way of Summit Medina. It's an absolute pleasure to be here with you as we reflect on 2024. Certainly a year of change, perseverance, and above all, connection. Today, I want to take this opportunity to remind everyone in this room the vital mission of the United Way of Summit Medina and how we're meeting the moment to serve our community. The world is changing, and rest assured, we are changing with it. As our community needs grow and the landscape of donor support shifts, we, like many non-for-profits, both locally and across the country, we're navigating this very dynamic fundraising environment. But we're stepping into these challenges with clarity, courage, and a commitment to all of you to adapt. We're proactively realigning resources, we're diversifying our revenue streams, we're evaluating our programs for long-term sustainability, and we're sharpening our focus on what drives the greatest impact. These choices certainly are not easy, but they are grounded in a very simple truth. The United Way of Summit Medina County, we are in, with, and for our great community. Now is certainly a time of realignment, and with that realignment comes true opportunity for our community. We're rethinking how we work. We are strengthening many key partnerships represented in this room here today. We're investing in what we know matters most. We also have, so get ready for a round of applause, we have a dynamic new leader in Miss Annie McFadden. You're going to hear from her in a little bit. And she is here to help fortify this organization and grow these very efforts. Folks, even as change keeps coming at us, we are making progress. Families are gaining financial stability through our financial empowerment centers, achieving nearly $600,000 in savings just this year alone. More students are receiving the support they need to succeed, thanks to our family resource centers and our partnership with APS and the Medina City Schools. And every day, our 211 helpline connects thousands of neighbors to the critical services like housing, food, healthcare, and so much more. United Way's 211 team, just this past year, they answered 76,000 calls, 1,500 texts and emails to deliver these critical services. I think that also is worth a round of applause. Folks, this progress is not only possible because the United Way has remained flexible, responsive, and focused on outcomes, but most of all, it's because of people like you, this room. We don't get a room together like this enough in this community, but here we are today. And your support isn't just appreciated, it's essential. It allows us to quickly act in a crisis and invest strategically for the long term. And as we look ahead, our strategy isn't about just scaling programs, it's about scaling trust, it's about deepening the bonds that make lasting community change possible. Thank you for showing up, thank you for being here, thanks for being a part of this room, this network. And I know that if we continue to show up together, this room, we will build a stronger, safer, and more secure Summit and Medina County. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Whip. I know I'm inspired after hearing about the impact we are having on many of our partners. We have helped drive transformational change. And now, please welcome to the stage 2025 Campaign Tocqueville Chairs, Tracy Dow and Ron Pato.
Thank you so much, Ariel. Hello, it's a real honor to be with you today. I'm Tracy Dow, City President at Fifth Third Bank and New Account Development and Campaign Co-Chair for United Way of Summit and Medina. As you've heard, today's theme is all about connection, and that's where I want to begin. At United Way of Summit and Medina, we know that meaningful impact starts with meaningful relationships. Relationships with individuals, relationships with neighborhoods, and relationships with corporate and philanthropic partners who step up to say, we are in this together. These organizations are more than sponsors. They're co-investors in the future of our region. They don't just write checks, they show up. They volunteer. They mobilize their teams. They lead by example. We are proud to recognize some of our key philanthropic partners, those who continue to stand shoulder to shoulder with us through a minimum $40,000 undesignated corporate gift. Goodyear, First Energy, Huntington National Bank, Bridgestone, the GAR Foundation, GDP Group, Westfield, PNC, State and Federal Communications, and the John S. and James L. Knight Foundation. Your leadership and generosity supports programs, inspires other businesses, and reminds our community what corporate social responsibility looks like at its best. We're also building new partnerships, welcoming new companies and champions into this work, because it takes all of us, and the stronger our relationships, the stronger our impact.
Thanks, Tracy. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ron Pato, President of Huntington Bank in Akron, Canton, and Medina, and your 2025 Tocqueville Campaign Chair. Along with corporate support, personal relationships are at the heart of this work, because this campaign and this mission are not just powered by institutions, they're powered by you. People who raise their hand to give time, dollars, and expertise. People who believe that even just one act of generosity can change the trajectory of someone's life. When someone gives to the United Way, they are choosing to invest in hope, in opportunity, and in measurable, lasting change. What inspires me the most is that individual giving is personal. It's driven by values, by lived experiences, and by the desire to leave something better behind. Every gift, whether it be large or small, your time or your talent, adds up to something extraordinary. Now it's our pleasure to recognize some of the outstanding individuals and organizations who have led the way in this year's campaign. These honorees represent the very best of what can happen when generosity meets action.
Thanks so much, Ron. Our Spirit of Caring Award, our top campaign that goes above and beyond exhibiting volunteer, advocate, give, lead, with a year-round commitment to the work, Molina Healthcare.
Our Philanthropic Visionary Award. Oh my, come on up, Molina. One more round of applause for Molina. See, that's Annie doing a good job of coaching on the sideline. Our Philanthropic Visionary Award, given to 2 individuals that go above and beyond advocating for their community and giving back their time through various opportunities. Drew Liebrecht with 3M and Tawanda Mullins of the Sojourner Truth Project Committee.
Our Outstanding Coordinator Award, given to the one coordinator that has gone above and beyond supporting the campaign and is a strong advocate for the community, Joe May with State and Federal Communications. Our Brennan Leadership Award, given to an outstanding major gift donor that has gone above and beyond, making a lasting impact personally and professionally. Please help me recognize and thank Elizabeth Barth and John Chames. All right, this is great. We would also like to recognize that others have gone above and beyond in the 2024 campaign to move the needle in community growth, sustainability, and health. Our corporate commitment honorees, Bridgestone, E&Y, First Energy, GPD Group, Huntington, State and Federal Communications, Goodyear, Westfield. Please join me in thanking these corporate partners. Tracy, I don't know. I think we'd be pretty good dance partners. Congratulations again to each of our recognized individuals and companies. And now, enjoy a video that honors another important piece of this work, the heartbeat of United Way of Summit Medina, the people who turn the generosity of our donors into tangible community impact, our United Way staff.
Hi, this is Dave at 211. How can I help you today?
Hey, Brittany, we have someone who needs some rent help before the weekend.
Go ahead and transfer the call to me and I'll talk to housing. Hey, Lisa, I have a client that needs help with rent. Did you get the call that I transferred to you?
I did. They're coming in today.
Thanks for calling United Way and have a great day.
Grace.
We have a family that's going to be evicted this weekend. We found a program that they qualified for. I want to try to see if we can help them.
I'll go over to Bradley and see if he can cut us a check.
We have a client that's in crisis and they need a check by the end of the day. You think you can get a check to Lisa?
Yeah, let me crunch some numbers on that.
Hey, Lisa, here's a check.
Hey Greg, we're still waiting on that grant to come in, and we can't count on getting this money. We're gonna have to get creative with these campaigns.
All right, I can send you a meeting invite. You think we should loop marketing in on this one?
I think we're gonna have to get creative.
Hey, the campaign team needs some things. Can we brainstorm? I think this impact book is really gonna work.
Yeah, I'll get started on the design.
We've got a purposeful leadership session going. Could you come take some photos and video?
No problem, I'll be right there.
The impact book is ready to go. I just sent you the print ready files.
Hello, Family Resource Center.
Hey Sharon, we have a family that could use some food and household items. What does your resource shelf look like right now?
It looks like we're fully stocked, so I'll get a bag started and you can send them on over.
Hey, Mojo, I just got off the phone with a client from the Medina area. They're over here right now and need some assistance opening up a new checking account. Can you go down and meet them?
Okay. So the important thing to do is reviewing your income and expenses.
Oh, hey, we heard from Jog. The new intern's gonna be ready to start next week.
Oh, awesome. I'm gonna get started on their onboarding.
Great.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and get the mom some diapers and a bus pass. I'll get right on that.
Hey, I saw the post on social about the blood pressure cuffs. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really amazing. We've saved some lives and it's really incredible work.
Thank you for calling United Way, Summit in Medina. How may I help you?
Thank you, Tracy and Ron, for helping us acknowledge and celebrate our community advocates and United Way staff. I now have the special honor of introducing my friend and colleague, Annie McFadden. I value Annie not only as a close member of the best class ever, Leadership Akron Class 37, but also as a female leader that leads with conviction, strength, and grace. Prior to her appointment as President and CEO, Annie served as Chief of Staff, Impact, and Communications here at United Way. She oversaw the areas of policy and advocacy, communications, and all community impact programming. Before joining United Way, Annie served as Deputy Mayor for Administration and Chief of Staff to Akron Mayor Dan Horgan. She oversaw the day-to-day operations of the Office of the Mayor, cabinet priorities and functions, as well as strategic initiatives and special projects as designated by the mayor. Annie also managed the city's communications staff, which oversees public relations, press relations, and social, digital, and transitional media communications. She has served in numerous leadership roles in our local community, including acting as a campaign manager or lead strategist on over a dozen of public awareness campaigns for nonpartisan ballot issues in Summit County since 2012. Annie is a graduate of the Bloomberg Harvard City Leadership Initiative, a 2019 Greater Akron Chamber 30 for the Future Award awardee, and a member of Leadership Akron Class, best class ever, 37, and a member of the Board of Directors for a numerous number of organizations, including Habitat for Humanity of Summit County, Arts Now, Connexus NEO, and the Greater Akron Chamber. Most importantly, she is walking across this stage today as the first female president and CEO of nearly 110-year organization. Please welcome my dear friend, Annie McFadden.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you so much, Ariel. And thanks to all of you for being here today. It really means a lot to have the strength of this community behind this organization as I launch into my new role as President and CEO. Leading this legacy institution is a job that I take very seriously, especially in such a dynamic change era that we're facing right now. But I am adamant that every shift we make, whether forced or proactive, opens a door to new ways of thinking and new ways to engage in collective work in our community. I will always approach problems with a solution-oriented mindset. But let me be clear, it is a challenging time for families who need help, and it is a challenging time for the nonprofits who help them. It's going to take a lot of creative thinking, a tenacious spirit, and the generosity of this community to continue the vital services that we provide. Before I get into talking more about our programming, our data, and our partnerships, I want to start by emphasizing our core business, serving others. Our United Way mission is to transform community by creating opportunities for people to achieve their fullest potential and empowering them to live a healthy and fulfilling life. The vast majority of the families we serve fall into what is known as the ALICE population. ALICE stands for Asset Limited, Income Constrained, but Employed. Funded by United Ways across the country, data gathering and reporting for the ALICE population focuses on the true costs of living. These costs are based on a survival budget, which rightly considers housing, childcare, food, transportation, healthcare, technology, taxes, and other basic needs. The household income required to sustain a survival budget is far above the current federal poverty line. In Ohio, 14% of our citizens are at or below the federal poverty line, but another 25% are ALICE. That is, households that earn above the poverty line, but not enough to meet the demands of a household survival budget. Together, these two groups account for 39% of Ohio households who lack the income necessary to afford a basic standard of living. As you can see by the data on the screen for both Summit and Medina counties, these combined numbers are 39% and 33% respectively. This means there are over 115,000 households in our two counties who are working, sometimes 2 or 3 jobs to make ends meet, but still need supports. Our job at United Way is to make it easier for people to get help and improve their quality of life. So what does this look like? As someone who has worked alongside and now for this organization, our United Way is well on its way to reimagining a path forward and determining how we bring the most value to the community. I will credit my predecessor, Jim Mullen, for boldly starting us on this course 10 years ago. I would argue that now, United Way of Summit and Medina is a uniquely positioned nonprofit that serves as a catalyst for real and lasting change. We sit squarely at the intersection between the corporate world, the nonprofit sector, and our government institutions. We partner with all three heavily to directly tackle the problems that plague our community. Every service we execute is only possible through public-private partnerships. And as you've learned today, our direct services have grown, and so has our impact. We want to continue to be a partner of choice in this community to help address our toughest challenges. In my mind, United Way's role in our community is defined by 2 key pillars: community leadership and equitable community impact. As a community leader, it is imperative that we continue to do the following. We listen and engage for adaptive solutions with shared ownership. We catalyze multi-sector collaboration to problem solve. And let's not forget about developing leaders and organizational cultures through the Center for Immersive Leadership, so we ensure a future where people and companies are purposeful about their community engagement. And what I hope people see every single day is our work towards equitable community impact, focused on systems change and barrier reduction. We have established direct services with measurable impact for those who need help the most. Think the Family Resource Centers, Financial Empowerment Center, Housing Services, and more. These programs are possible because we've leveraged community, government, and corporations to enhance partnerships and grow impact. Hundreds of you in this room have volunteered, have funded, have collaborated, have partnered on programs, have served on the board or on committees. So thank you to all of you. And finally, we advocate. Advocacy, especially these days, is an ocean of work. We partner hand in hand with government, fellow service organizations, the hospitals, and the Greater Akron Chamber to advocate for policies, laws, and budgets that uplift everyone and advance the quality of life and access to resources for people in the communities we serve. These pillars of community leadership and equitable community impact are supported by an organizational commitment to community presence and public trust, diversified revenue streams, sound fiscal responsibility, and data-informed operations. The strength of this model is our value, and one that I know can take this organization far into the future. And we want to continue to be a cornerstone of leadership, collaboration, and innovation in our community. So, that was a lot of jargon, right? But what does it mean in practice? As some of you know, 8 years ago, this community came together through community meetings, feedback sessions, and surveys to discuss the most pressing needs in our community, which is how we arrived at the bold goals. These goals are community-led and community-driven. They are important inflection points in a person's life that can help determine life outcomes. They are meant to rally the community through aligned partnerships and tactics to continuously target efforts from all angles to make progress on these shared goals. It's proven that children who don't hit third grade reading markers or students who don't graduate in 4 years are likely to do worse than their peers who achieve these goals. It's proven that credit can be a lifeline during emergencies and a bridge to education and home ownership. But debt, often stemming from credit cards or unpaid bills, burdens and harms the financial well-being of families for years, decades, or even generations. And it's certain that Akron has one of the highest infant mortality rates in Ohio, a preventable statistic with deeper collaborations and targeted solutions needed to help support pregnant mothers and their families. Together, as a community, we have already created our focuses for equitable community impact. And here's what our community progress looks like. Bold Goals 1 and 2 are all about education, and we focused our efforts in Akron Public Schools. I should note that more 24-25 school data will be coming out next month. Over half of our third graders are now reading at or above grade level, with our goal still at 65%. This improvement also included monumental challenges and backsliding during COVID, so this growth, with more expected this year, is something to be celebrated. Exponential growth has also happened with graduation rates, as Akron Public Schools now touts the highest four-year graduation rate for all urban school districts in Ohio. A few years ago, we added an increased focus on youth opportunities and success to help activate collaboration in this space. I'll talk more about those partnerships in just a bit. Through the Financial Empowerment Center, in our 9-year close partnership with the City of Akron, with both Mayor Horrigan and now Mayor Malik, we have been able to empower over 5,100 Summit County residents to improve their financial habits, goals, and financial outlook. We expanded this work in 2021 to Medina County, with 229 people now empowered. This work specifically is by no means a sprint, but a marathon. And finally, we continue to work towards meaningful progress with our infant mortality rate, where even one preventable infant death is too many. The rate continues to oscillate, and in 2023 proved higher than our 2019 baseline. We are continuing to serve pregnant mothers directly with intensive navigation and wraparound supports, and also partnering with key institutions like Summit County Public Health, our hospitals, and the City of Akron to find targeted and effective solutions. We've bolstered housing supports for pregnant moms through the Healthy Beginnings at Home program, and also increased access to blood pressure cuffs for higher risk pregnancies. These bold goals are just that, bold. They're big, they're difficult to reach. So let me highlight a handful of statistics from our United Way programs and partnerships to show the year-over-year power of our collective impact. We have an active 1,128 agencies in our database for Summit and Medina counties in our 211 system. We've answered over 76,000 calls for service and seen over 175,000 online searches. In a testament to the hard work and dedication of the Center for Immersive Leadership, CIL has served almost 2,500 community leaders with programs and development tools, with about $40,000 in tuition assistance and pro bono work, to assure leadership development is accessible to everyone. At our family resource centers, located in 5 Akron public school buildings, we have provided families with almost 5,700 services focused on health, financial wellness, and more, and have provided 700 Lyft rides to ease transportation barriers for families to medical appointments, tutoring, grocery shopping, and more. We received over 15,000 calls on our homeless hotline. These are people who are often eligible to receive a one-time infusion of funds to prevent or uplift them from catastrophic homelessness. In these cases of homeless people rehoused by United Way in 2023, 99% of them remain stably housed 2 years later. Thanks to our wonderful partnership with the County of Summit and the City of Akron, we continue to be a foundational supporter of housing in our community, with distributions of over $1.5 million in rent and utility assistance in 2024. Also in 2024, client debt at the Financial Empowerment Center was reduced by over $2.3 million. We also processed nearly 2,000 tax returns through our VITA program, yielding over $2.5 million in state and federal returns, with a savings of nearly $500,000 because we process these returns for free. Here, let me highlight a story about our financial empowerment services and a single mom in Medina County named Shantae. During a free tax appointment through the VITA program, Shantae was introduced to United Way's financial counseling. With the help of a dedicated counselor, she built a personalized plan to reduce her debt-to-income ratio, which then qualified her for a Habitat for Humanity home in Medina County. Together, Shantae and her financial counselor focused on boosting her credit score, building emergency savings, and connecting her to helpful community resources like her local food bank. Not long after, Shantae faced two major challenges: a sudden cut to her SNAP benefits and a costly and unexpected car repair. But thanks to her new financial plan and emergency fund, she did not have to rely on credit. That moment of resilience gave her confidence and a renewed motivation to keep going. In just 1 year, Shantae has made immense progress. She paid off her credit card debt. She added 30 points to her credit score. She established a savings account and also managed to refinance her car at a lower interest rate. These are real, tangible changes that have impacted the course of Shantae's life. And as Shantae is here with us today, let's give her a celebratory round of applause for her resilience and accomplishment. In the impact books on your tables, you will see more outcomes as a result of our collective work around the bold goals so far, plus more stories about people we serve whose lives have been permanently changed for the better. I encourage all of you to take them when you leave today. As we move deeper into our direct service work, these data points are pivotal, and I hope some of these statistics really resonate with you. But we can also use data to tell the full story of our partnerships and how United Way targets our investments. Let me paint a picture for you on what a United Way partnership can look like. I'm going to use our Bold Goal 2 work as an example, where a handful of dedicated partners work hand in hand to specifically focus on youth in our community, ages 12 to 24. For United Way, at the core of our youth success work is Akron Public middle and high school students. United Way and APS have a strong relationship through collaboration on college and career academies and the family resource centers. I want to thank Superintendent Outley, side note, also Leadership Akron Class 37. We got a good class. Thank you, Mary, and the school administration, the board, and the staff for the continued partnership and collaboration. Also, this work would not be possible without the generous investment of funding, supports, and strategy from our friends at the GAR Foundation, our top donor in the education space. I want to share my deepest appreciation with Christine Mayer and her team, the GAR board, who truly understand what it takes to invest boldly in Akron's youth. Currently, United Way employs 7 full-time staff members to support the work of these 2 programs. Our Director of Youth Success solely focuses on creating, building, and maintaining corporate relationships and engagement opportunities to consistently feed pipelines for college and career academy experiences for APS students. Our 6 staff devoted to the family resource centers provide full-time supports at 5 Akron locations to provide APS students and families with a broad network of basic needs supports, health and wellness programs, financial coaching, parent leadership opportunities, housing supports, and more. We have also funded and collaborate with key partners in support of APS youth, including Summit Education Initiative, Jobs for Ohio Graduates, Youth Success Summit, and Love Akron. These powerhouse organizations drive key programs and initiatives to support this ecosystem of work, including data and research, student pipelines to employment, student mentorship, and efforts focused on strengthening, expanding, and providing thought leadership for the network. All of these partners serve the city of Akron, and most serve Summit County as well. JOG also serves Medina County. There has been amazing engagement and additional youth-focused programs from both our city and county administrations, strengthening buy-in, awareness, and support for this work. Finally, Youth Success Summit is continuing to build a network of providers for out-of-school time activities for Akron youth, giving our committed and passionate providers better supports with information sharing, tools, and resources to strengthen their own work. Now, I could easily keep expanding this, as there are so many more committed partners in this space that I did not name. But I'm hoping you see what we're all building here together. This is honestly one example of how our targeted Bold Goal efforts have helped our community laser focus on building networks and solutions to tackle our toughest problems. As we move forward as a community, there is no doubt that we are in the midst of change. Federal funding cuts that have already taken place, with likely more on the way, will have a very real effect on the way we serve others, and direct effects to clients, like cuts to Medicaid and SNAP, will assuredly push more working people into our ALICE population. We will have to continue to think differently about what works and what is needed most in our community. And as I speak about change and what's ahead, I'd be remiss if I didn't highlight that I myself represent some change. As Ariel said, I am the first female CEO of this 110-year-old organization. So now I have this microphone, and I want to make sure I vocalize how important female leadership is. To me, it's not just a matter of fairness or inclusivity, which both are true, but I would argue that having a female leader can also be a strategic advantage. Statistically, companies with female leadership outperform those with less gender diversity, especially when it comes to profitability and value creation. Also, role modeling for other female leaders increases engagement and community trust. This is true within our own community, with our indelible County Executive Shapiro at the helm for the past 9 years. But within this organization as well, in the past decade, our United Way has a workforce that's about 75% female. And finally, bringing a diversity of voices has been proven to lead to more collaboration with stakeholders, more problem solving, and more innovation. In short, when more females lead, everyone benefits. Organizations become more resilient and innovative, societies become more equitable, and economies can grow stronger. As a female CEO, and frankly, as a CEO period, I thought it was important for me to share these powerful truths. As we wind down our time together today, we'd like to share one more video with you focused on the power of giving to United Way.
take a look. You might not give because you're not quite sure where your money is actually going, or maybe you're just not sure how much of an impact you can really make. We get it. Word on the street says United Way shows up to your workplace and runs a campaign sometimes with limited reporting on exactly how your dollars made a difference. But we're here to tell you that's changed. Over the past 10 years, and now more than ever, we aren't just asking for donations and passing them through. We're investing your hard-earned dollars back into the communities we serve with intention, transparency, and with our community's most pressing issues top of mind. Welcome to United Way of Summit and Medina, where we transform our community by creating opportunities for people to achieve their fullest potential and empower them to live a healthy and fulfilling life. Where leaders and organizations come together to solve problems, where help is always within easy reach, and where the opportunity to build a better life is available to everyone. But we can't do that without dollars, which means we can't do that without you. So let us take you on the journey of your dollar so that you can learn firsthand how we take one of your generous dollars and turn it into more. The truth is, we do show up to your workplace, but only when we're invited. Whether it's a large corporation or a new small business, we come in with stories, data, and solutions to the issues that matter most: education, financial stability, and health. We invite working families to use our free, proven, and accessible programs. We invite companies to volunteer and experience how easy it is to make an impact. We invite elected officials to see our work in action and advocate for it on Capitol Hill. We invite community leaders to be an example of what it truly means to be of service to others. And we invite you to dig deep or even just donate a single dollar, because your support directly fuels United Way's ecosystem of connected programs, from family resource centers to free one-on-one financial counseling, from life-saving prenatal care to eviction prevention and youth mentorship programs that help kids stay safe, engaged, and ready for life after graduation. And here's the best part. For every dollar you give, United Way multiplies its value through matching grants, partnerships, and collective action, bringing even more resources into Summit and Medina counties. So what does all this really mean? It means that when you give to proven, cost-effective programs with real, measurable results, you're investing in a stronger, more resilient community. And beyond your gift, you can amplify your impact by donating school supplies, offering your professional skills at no cost, or simply sharing our mission with others. Because the truth is, kids who go to school hungry are more likely to fall behind. Students who fall behind early are less likely to graduate in 4 years. Families without budgeting tools are one emergency away from financial crisis. And mothers without support are more likely to experience infant loss within the first year. Our community has bold goals, and through the journey of your dollar, we can reach them.
Of course, donating is one key way you can help our institution. We'd love it if you would. We need your support. We are an organization full of people in service to our community, our values and our service, and it is only fueled through the generosity of this community. But as we navigate this dynamic environment together, I would ask a few things of all of you. Often, overwhelming changes happening all at once can cause some inertia, wait until the dust settles mentality. I challenge this room to fight that urge, because now is the time to act. Stay engaged. This community has a lot coming at us. Give your time, talent, treasure, or combination to this community in whatever way that speaks to you. This year's award recipients are perfect examples of various ways that you can get involved. Focus on proactivity. Be intentional. If everyone in this room can pick one way that you can continue to make a difference, it'll do just that. Volunteer, advocate, give, lead. Thank you for joining us today. I hope we have further crafted a story for our organization, our mission, our value to the community, and how your support can help lead United Way of Summit and Medina boldly into the future. Thank you. Have a great day.